You have to be up there like that. Okay. Let's see. Maybe I should use my hand. Let's see what we got. Alright. This is when they were called first class. This is confusing. Orientation is locked. Why? Why is the orientation locked? I don't know. Green screen. Create highlight. Alright. Try it this way. Alright. That's when they're with first class. Oh, this ain't gonna work. I should have practiced this. Alright. Let's see. Alright. Well. Who do we have there? Jermaine and Hazel. Oh, isn't that special? Let's see what else we got going on here. And then come on. All right. Here we have Greg and family members. Well, not family members, but it's Jerry, Hazel, Art, Maddie, and Eddie. Okay. And then it's the Williams clan. Oscar, Vera, Ruby, Maddie, Thomas, Elvin, Albert, Sylvester, Claudia, Dora, James Jr., James Sr., and Ronnie. Okay. It is hard to work with my hand. No pictures there. Some pictures there. 70s. Chapter 3, School Days. The Me Nobody Knows rehearsal. Me and who? Panthea Burrows. Panthea? Lord Jesus, she look like a Panthea too, don't she? Panthea. Yep, that was her name, Panthea. Okay, Panny. Come on. Gotta switch hands. Got to switch hands. This is Greg Williams in 1971. Yeah, that's an afro. Okay. All right. Huh. The Patterns performance in 1971, Sylvester, me, and Nate. Orientation is locked. Rotate device back. That's them there. Okay, let me put this down and then pick it back up. Here's a flyer. Protocol Harem and the Pattern, Sunday, October 13th, 7:30 p.m., Fountain Street Church. Tickets, $3.50 and $2.50 available at Dodd's Record Shop. Yo, that's a poster. Okay. Coming right back in a sec. This is easier. Okay. It's chapter 4. Greg, Laura, Stone, and Bobby. Look at that. Bobby does look like a chick there, don't he? Okay. She got her hand all on his thigh, like, there was something going on with them. Okay. Let me get my mind wandering. What else we got? Hold on. Flipping through. Oh, chapter 5. My Nightclub Life. Young Greg in 1970. At least his afro is better in this picture. Check out his threads. Okay. Flipping through till I see a pic. Flipping through. Barry White's LA. There's a picture. The address is 242 North Forge. I read this so long ago, I don't know what that is. If that's Barry White's house or just some place they stayed when they first got with White Heat. I don't remember. All right, flipping through. Oh, here goes one. Here's a promo shot for White Heat. What does it say? These are small words. I'll read it to you. On the left, well, I can't even see it. They're so tiny. They are so tiny. Okay. Flipping through. White Heat at Barry's wedding in 1974. Aww. And then White Heat, Barry's wedding, 1974. Look at that. Flipping through. This is White Heat album cover. All right. Flipping through. This is White Heat performance in 1975. Flipping through, flipping through, flipping through. Let's see, anything? Nope, not yet. Flipping through, flipping through, flipping through. Aha! Bye-bye Grand Raggedy for good. Hot ice. Hot ice, huh? There's no such thing as hot ice. Well, maybe there is. There is, I guess. I don't think that's a good name for a music group, though. But what do I know? Here is the contract from that, was he from German? The German guy burned. I'll show it to you, but it's not that you'll be able to read it. It's in very tiny print. I'll get a little closer. Maybe you can pause if you really want to try and read it. I'll move it over a little bit. I'm going to come down a little bit more. And move over a little bit more. Okay. All right. Flipping through, flipping through, flipping through. All right. Switch Motown and Me is the title of Chapter 9, and it's Rick James, Jermaine Jackson, and Greg. And if you were friends and hanging out with Rick James, you was getting high. I don't care what nobody says. Paul Moore Groove. Here's a picture of, I guess it's Hot Ice's album cover in 1977. All right. I'm going to call that art, huh? All right. Okay. What else? Flipping through, flipping through. See a picture. Hold on. Another one's coming up. There it goes. What does it say? Switch at Montague Home. All right. Flipping through, flipping through. Flipping through. Flipping through, flipping through. Come on. I'm flipping. You don't see a picture yet? Oh, here we go. Switch promo number 1. Here we go. And then over here is Switch. What does that say? Motown recording artists. There you go. All right. Flipping through, flipping through. Here's another one. Our new cars. All right, flipping through, flipping through. Flipping through. And this one is Kathy's in Baltimore, 1979. Alright. Flipping through, flipping through. Let's see what else. Aha. There's another one. This is Right On in Soul magazine. For all you youngins that don't know what Right On is. Let's see if you can read the titles and headlines of that one. And then there's that one. I loved me some Right On magazine. Maybe you can pause it and blow it up, magnify it if you want to read the article. They are tiny. Okay. Did I do that for this one up here? Just in case you want to read the article. Maybe you can pause it and magnify it. Okay. Flipping through, flipping through. Let's see what else we got going on here. Flipping through. No pictures yet. Studio 54. Chico Ross, Eddie, Bobby, Hazel, Jermaine, and me. Let's get serious. Dun, dun. Let's get serious. Let's get serious and fall in love. Let's get serious. Switch album cover number 1. Alright, flipping through, flipping through. Flipping through. Aha. First base with free base. No, he did not have a picture of free base. Oh, trigger folks. Somebody who having free base in 35 years gonna click this video and see this shit and get an imaginary rush just by looking at it. Sorry that you get triggered. I hope you don't relapse because of this shit. It ain't worth it. You've been sober for 35 years. You need to stop right now and remember where free base once took you. And look how far you've come 35 years later. Now, you probably got a house, a car, a wife, or a husband. You ain't hooking. You ain't selling your butt no more. You ain't done that in 35 years. Don't go back to that bullshit now just because you see a picture. It ain't worth it. You've been living without it for 35 years. Just take a moment and remember where it brought your life to and where your life is at now. Much better today than it was back then. Thank you. All right, Greg and Bobby at Caribou Ranch. I can't believe Bobby was gay. All right, flipping through, flipping through. Almost done. Oh, here's Switch 2. Switch album cover number 2. They could have got more creative with their album titles. All right, switching through, switching through. All right, Greg at Caribou Ranch. Switching through, switching through, flipping through. All right. Some more pictures here. Billboard magazine, May of 1979. I'm going to get up close so maybe you can pause if you're curious about what it says. Maybe you can zoom in or zoom out or whatever it is you need to do so you can be able to read this stuff. And I'll get closer to this down here because I can't read none of it, actually. And I'm going to move over to this way. Carrie Lucas in Danceland. Okay, and then up here, Soul Train. Okay. Flipping through, flipping through, flipping through. And more pictures. I'm almost done with this. And more pictures. Okay, here we go. Hot Ice and Smash covers. Switch Reaching for Tomorrow cover. Alright, flipping through, flipping through. We're almost at the end of the book. Chapter 15, Let's Tour Finally. Switch Dream cover. All right, flipping through, flipping through. All right, let's see. Ouch. Okay, this is Switch Live Duets and Switch Live Eddie and Tommy. All right. Switch Live Greg and Jody. And then it's Switch Live Philip and Bobby. And over here, it's Switch Live 1981. All right, switching through, flipping through, flipping through. Let's see. Yeah. All right, chapter 16, Switch 5, album cover. Nothing to see here, folks. Nothing to see. And then, let's see, aha. There's that picture of me, Cynthia Horner, Stoney Jackson, Todd Bridges, and Jeffrey Daniel. All right. And we're coming down to the wire. Is there another picture? Will there be one? I think this might be the last picture. Greg Williams, Right On Magazine, Chapter 17, Leaving Motown. Okay, and is there another picture? Nope, that's it. Ladies and gentlemen, that is all of the pictures. All right, done with that. Hi, Greg and Victoria. There you go. Thank you again for tuning in. Peace.